Hello. I think that it's really important to. I get carried away really easily, and like go into my head a lot and forget, about my basic needs. You know, um, I think it's definitely coping skill that I've learned. Um, I don't know. I guess like I like to daydream or think about stuff. Um, and it's always provided me a comfort. Um, I mean, I remember. I mean, I spent most of my life doing that. Um, that's how I've lived my life. That's how I survived. Uh, is dreaming and thinking, and not feeling, or or running away from how I feel or what's going on. uh, I think I was just born very sensitive, and that doesn't necessarily mean what it means to what I mean by it um, is that I just perceive a lot and I take in a lot, and I'm affected by that information, and that I take in so much information. Um, I'm capable of doing that, so it's kind of like I've had to blunt myself against, you know, a barrage of information. Um, a lot of it painful. Um, yeah, a lot of it painful. And I think that people, unfortunately, take advantage of the quiet one, or the, however I may appear now, I've always been pretty quiet. And yeah, I mean, that's how I was conditioned, is because I was so sensitive. It's like, it's that thou shall not be aware. That's an Alice Miller title of one of her books. And I was the most aware one. Um, you know, for probably a lot of reasons. And I think that that's why I became a scapegoat. Um, I think when you're young, you're automatically, it depends on the parent, but my parents the more that I grew up, the more that I had control over my processes and whatever, my opinions or whatever, the more that it's a danger to that kind of ego, um, to the control. And there's so many people who just want to control you and tell you what to think, what to feel, how to perceive, because I won't even go into that. Um, and honestly, I just realized now, like, I'm kind of zoning out. And I think that like having theories about stuff, having opinions about stuff, it's valuable. And I certainly have no, uh, it's kind of like looking at my, I think a really cool quote. It's actually one of my favorite quotes. I just have a lot of quotes, I guess. That's the type of person I am. But the quote is, people's greatest weaknesses are often their greatest strengths, just it's misapplied. So people's greatest weaknesses are often their greatest strengths misapplied. And I think that it's true. Like my greatest strength is kind of, I mean, I guess I have a lot. Everybody has a lot of strengths. I I think mine, I just like, I can dream up possibilities or see, kind of look at possibilities or perceive stuff, and look at how things could change. And I think that it's so overpowering that it's kind of like if you lift weights and if you just do your right arm and your left arm is totally imbalanced. Um, and it's kind of an imbalance. I think that balance is kind of the magic word today, or it has been. I just haven't been letting it in. Um, like right now, I'm thinking, and I'm feeling my body on the bed, and I'm looking at the screen and noticing like my hair is all, um, and I'm looking away now, and it's just like a practice of grounding, grounding, because I'm so untethered, um, that it's exciting to me because I've been getting more and more in touch with myself and like my dreams and what I want to do. It's like I'm having these inklings, or it's like I know what I want to do already. It's just kind of unformed. The details just aren't there. It's kind of like a big picture thing, but it's like I already know what I want to do. Um, and it's wonderful. It's so wonderful that it's overwhelming. And it's like that quote that I said, it's just misapplied because, my parents are so imbalanced. My family is so imbalanced that, of course, I'm imbalanced. Like, no shit. But it's not like I'm broken or my brain is wrong or something. It's just like that's how I was taught. That's what I learned. And I think, um, like, I don't know, this is probably a quote or something, but like, the more you unlearn, the more you like really learn, you know? It's like you're taught so much bullshit. Everybody is. Just turn on the TV, go to school. You can't help but absorb that stuff when you're young and impressionable. Like, no, you know, obviously. And now I'm noticing I'm starting to zone out again because like, it's just kind of like a thing. Is like I have a gift of gab, or um, I've learned a lot about language just by I don't know. That's just kind of how I work. Everybody, I mean, it's like that Radiohead song. Like anybody can play guitar. Anybody can, pretty much. I think there's that thing about the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. I think Carol Dweck, if you're interested, it's if you feel stuck, I think that's a good book to read or an interesting idea to ponder. But anyway, I can say I'm a master of tangents. I can just go on tangents, and that's cool. But it's like at some point it just becomes a magic trick. And there is substance there, but it's just like I try to spin things in more of a positive way. It's easy to pathologize everything. It's easy because that's kind of what I won't go on a huge rant about that, but so many things are just pathologized and just kind of like that's wrong, that's wrong. But it's kind of like what's right, like what's right with you, and what's going on with you, and how are you feeling, and that's kind of how I try to focus on because I've just been pathologized my whole life. You are this. You are wrong, and you're messing this up. You're messing up our little pretend time, and it's like, fuck no, I'm not gonna pretend anymore. But it's like, at some point, the anger or the ideas and the dreams and the getting in touch with my gifts, I think that is powerful, and it's just been so overwhelming and exciting, um, to get more and more in touch with myself because I've been so divided. Um, and of course, it's exciting. Like, no, it's no wonder. When you're in the dark for so long, when you finally, I won't get all poetic on you, but it's like, whoa, I could see, like, and things are crystal clear, or they're clearer, and there's so many colors, and there's so many uh, things to do that can be done. And if anybody who's gone through, I won't speak for everybody, but I was depressed for so long, um, and most of my life, when I was 12 years old, I started to be depressed. That's just when it hit a breaking point to where I couldn't take it. I was so sensitive and overwhelmed. It's like time to shut down. There's too much bullshit going on, and I know that it's bullshit at some level, and I can't take it. I can't go along with it. But I don't have I don't have the ability to fight it. That's the scary thing when I think back of how vulnerable a child is. I mean, you think your parents are God. They can do you have. I mean, that's what a child does to survive. Every child has to do that. Is you have to look up to you because you're so small. And I won't. I mean, I don't know. I'm not like a scientist or what. I don't know. I mean, people put too much faith in the experts. I say be your own expert. Um, what do you know, and what do you feel, and what are your experiences? But that's just me like going off on a thing. Because I mean, I've been there. I've been like doubting myself all the time. That was my life, and it's like, who's got the answer? Who has the answer? And it's like, the more that I look inside myself, I'm finding the answers, and finding out that so many people, they say they have the answers, but they have no clue. Like, I like the Terrence McKenna quote: "Nobody has jack shit about what's going on." Or what the world can be anything, sort of type thing. And you can go crazy with that kind of stuff to where, and I have, you could find the possibilities and just go possibility, and there's a kind of a method that's out there. It's kind of, and you could apply it. I guess it's like scientific method, or, it's just kind of, you kind of learn just to test things and in your life. It could be anything. You don't have to have a microscope or have a degree or anything. It's just like I think it's just how our brains work. We've gotten out of, I'll speak for myself. I've gotten out of bed so many times that I'm not gonna. I know I don't think about falling through the floor after so many times. And after so many times of walking into a wall, I'm gonna like not walk into the wall anymore. I'm gonna turn the corner and enter the room or whatever the metaphor is or the thing is like you know so I kind of like just rambling too because it actually I think it's not because I'm a person of extremes. I can be to where it's like I gotta ground, but it's like that's just like forcing that's a lot of like anxiety. There's a woman called Claire Weeks. If you're interested, if you have like a lot of anxiety, I found that to be helpful. And it's kind of a pass through panic is kind of the thing, and I think that's also helpful. And I've been thinking about fragility, and I think a lot of just holding on. Like I gotta hold on to what like my strength. Like I gotta hold on. Like I gotta survive. Like I gotta, it's almost like puffing out your chest. And everybody does. Kids do it, women do it, men do it. You know, to survive, you gotta put on a something. You can't just bear everything because it's a harsh world, and it can be. It can be lovely, but unfortunately, there's so much harshness. Um, I forget where I was going with that, but fragility, and it's like allowing myself to be fragile. Isn't that scary? Like I'm a grown man, right? And I think a lot of people are just scared to be fragile. Just be fragile for 5 minutes, um, and just feel like that. I'm just talking to myself here. Honestly, I'm hesitant about like giving advice or whatever. Um, like I'm thinking to myself, like be fragile. Like even right now, I could feel like my muscles relax a bit, my shoulders drop a little bit more. Um, I'm touching like my chest. I'm getting more in touch with myself, because I think that putting forth an image, I don't think it's just narcissists. I think it's everybody has at some point um, put forth an image that was not really in touch with a deeper truth, you know. But that is sort of, I try not to judge, because that is sort of the truth too. I don't like that phrase, fake it till you make it, because I don't think you can be a fake. I mean, not in the sense that I'm talking about. You're always you. I mean, this is what I tell myself. I'm always me. The defense mechanisms are still me. It's just a part of me that is trying to help me. But it's like now it's not helpful, you know. And there's always like pluses and minuses. I like the quote, like, in most things there's an unequal amount of good and bad, and the trick is to figure out the ratio and act accordingly. And it's like, what's the ratio here, and how can I kind of tip the scale, without whipping myself in the back all the time, because I'm a whipper. I have whipped myself so much in my life. I only have like a few minutes left because of the memory on my phone. But I think I'll stop actually right now and just kind of like reflect and get back in touch and get in touch with myself and stuff. But I think this was a good video. I just feel like I got a lot out of it just by speaking. So I think I can upload this to YouTube. It's like 17 minutes. But anyway, I will go and I don't know. I might upload more videos in the coming days. But I will see you later. Bye.